I do now have Mark Janus and his lawyer, Jacob Huebert, with us now, right outside the Supreme Court. Mark, to you first, significant victory and a bigger victory than you were expecting, I suspect.
Well, we were very optimistic. We were hopeful that it would go our direction, and now that it has, it's been a very, very enjoyable decision. I'm just ecstatic and fantastically excited about it, because we now got 5 million workers, government public sector workers, that now can make their own choice that they had not previously been able to do.
Mr. Huebert, I understand this is a much broader ruling than we were expecting, specifically the end of the closed shop. And if you're a worker hired by the government or private enterprise, you have to opt into the union as opposed to being forced to opt out. Much broader ruling.
I haven't actually read the text of the decision yet. We were just in the courtroom and heard Justice Alito summarize the decision, so I can't get into details, but absolutely it sounded like this ruling gives us everything we asked for. It says that government workers have the right to choose whether they're going to give any money to a public sector union.
Now, I've seen some response to this ruling which says you're just a tool of the billionaires and the wealthy, and that you're simply exploiting the situation, and that you, the rich, funded this movement. Mark Janus, will you comment on that?
Well, I think that's blatantly untrue. I think that's just a ploy, if you will, that the unions have made to try to, make their case, which obviously today they didn't because of the ruling that we just received.
To you, is this about individual worker freedom or something broader than that?
Oh, I think it gives the individual worker in a public sector entity the right to make their own decision. And that's the basis for my case. That's what I've wanted all along. I don't want to be forced to pay something to somebody just to hold a government job. I want to make my own decision, and I shouldn't have to pay a fee just to do something that I like to do and that I enjoy to do.
Well, Mark, there are now forecasts that the government employees will leave the union en masse. We've got the NEA suggesting that over the next couple of years they'll lose 300,000 members, many of them teachers. Your response to that?
Well, I can't really respond because it's still kind of up in the air, I think, a little bit. We'll have to wait and see how things develop out in the near future.
It's up to them. They decide how to exercise their freedom.
Where do we go from here, Mr. Huebert?
Where we go from here is making sure that every state and every union respects workers' First Amendment right to decide whether they're going to fund a union. The unions, of course, are going to resist this as much as possible, and they probably have some friends in some state governments who are going to help them, but we're going to make sure that every worker is able to exercise that right to choose.
Mr. Janus, Mr. Huebert, thank you very much for joining us on your great day for you guys, and we appreciate you being with us. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Right.
Good stuff.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.